Okay, so as of now that we have seen the types of desktop we have seen. So the next one is very important one that we are going to see, that types of login. So if you come to the types of login that we have, the two types of login we have, the first one you have the GUI and the second one you have the TUI. So what is the GUI and what is the TUI? GUI full form? Graphical user interface. So far that we have seen that in the graphical variant, what all the options we have seen. So what about the next one? So the next one we have the TUI. So TUI, it is a text user interface where you will put the command and access the operating system. TUI stands for the text user interface where you will put the command and access the operating system. Okay, so if you wanted to go to the TUI, the shortcut you have to use that Control plus Alt plus, and you have to go for F1, F2, F3, F4, F5, F6. The shortcut that it's not a command. I just have written the shortcut here. Control Alt F1, Control Alt F2, Control Alt F3, like that up to F6 that you can go for. F6 is a functional key. F1 to F6 is a functional key. F1, F2, F3. Now, if I wanted to go to the TUI, so I have to go for Control Alt F1. So if I use the Control Alt F1, so I don't see that any difference. Okay, so now here that Control Alt F2. So if you use that, what happened? Function keys works in your system. No. Okay, no problem. So here that in some, you have to use that in your system when you're practicing it. Control Alt F2, F3, F4, F5, F6, you can use it. In any of the system, if it's not going to work, that if you're using Control Alt F2, F3, no problem. You have to go for the chvt command. Chvt stands for change virtual terminal. So what terminal I have to get in? I have to get into the terminal 2. So I have to go for chvt2. Chvt stands for change virtual terminal space 2 and enter. Now I have come back to the TUI. Remember, in the production environment, if you wanted to log into any of the server, the first window, you will get this. Okay, so from here, you have to put the credential, whichever the user you wanted to log in. You have to put the credential. I just have given getting into the root and enter. So password, you have to give it and enter. Now here, what is the password? Root 123. I just gave Red Hat. Root 123. Yeah. So if you put the proper password, that you will be able to log in. And now if I run ls command as it is, whatever the commands so far that which we have executed, all that can be accessed. Okay. So this is how that you have to log into the TUI. The same thing that if you wanted to go to the other terminals, now here I'm in the second terminal. 3, 4, 5, 6 is there, is it? Now if I wanted to go for this, Control Alt F3, Control Alt F4, Control Alt F5, like that you can go for. In case that the shortcut, if it's not going to work, that you have to go for the chvt command, chvt5 and enter. So here also, if you wanted to log in with the same user, you can log in. Otherwise, that you can log in with the other user as well. Okay, so if you have multiple users in your system, one of the user you can log in and access it. So now here, once you log in, whatever the commands you want, you can execute and you can try on that. Okay, so this is how you have to log into the TUI. So now here, I said that if I go for the first terminal, now I said that by default, we have that 1 of 6. Then what is that the maximum terminals can be configured? That is the 64 terminals can be configured. So if assume that one of the server 64 terminals is configured. If the 64 terminals is configured, will you be able to switch for that all the 64 terminal? How many functional keys we have in the keyboard? Up to F12 we have. So if I go for Control Alt F13, do we have? Up to F12 that you can go for the shortcut to switch from one terminal to another terminal. If I wanted to go to the 13, 14, 15, we don't have the shortcut. Sorry, we don't have the functional key. So for that, what you have to do, the same commands that you have to use it. So which you have to use the chvt 50. Suppose in case that if you have the 50 terminal or 64 terminal, chvt space 50 and enter. Now I have got the blank window I have got. Why? Because it's not configured in my system. In the server that if it's configured, you will get the login prompt you will get. Okay. So now here that I just go for one of the terminal here. Sorry, root 1, 2, 3. Okay, so now here that what you have to do, again, I have come back and it's not mandatory that you have to use chvd command after 13. Less than 13 also you can use it. Okay, so now if I wanted to go to the fifth terminal, you can use chvd5 and enter. Now I have come back to the fifth. Then how do we know that where we are? Is all the terminals looks like same. Correct. At last that if I wanted to know that, assume you have 64 terminal. At last that if you wanted to know that where you are, what you have to do, you have to run the command, tty command, you have to run it. Tty it stands for teleterminal type. It says that where you are. Can you see the output here? It says that /div/tty5, which means that you're in the fifth terminal now. Which means that you're in the fifth terminal. Okay, so now if I go for any other terminal, so I just go for the other terminal, and here that if I wanted to know that, you can see TTY2. So where I'm in now, I'm in the TTY2 terminal. With the help of this command, easily that you will get to know that where you are.
Right. Then we go to the outburst system. Next, you are on into
No, this is CHVT. I'm going to get into there. Now here that I just go for the CHVT 6. So I will get into the 6. See here that if I go for the root and root password I have given here. And here that if I run TTY, can you say TTY 6? The CHVT command function is to switch from one terminal to another terminal. After that, if you wanted to know that where you are, you have to go for TTY. Yeah, TTY it says that, can you see the output here, /div/TTY 6, which means that I'm in the 6th terminal. Got it? How can I log out now? So already you have seen that the command. So once you switch from one user to another user, so at last if I wanted to come out, exit. Now here also the same. So if I wanted to come out, exit command and enter. So now you have got the login window. Okay, so this is how that you have to switch from one terminal to another terminal. You can switch and you can access it. Exit is the command that you will be able to come out from that. It's clear? So chvd command and tty command and the shortcut, it works in your system. In some of the system, if it's not going to work, as I said that you have to use chvd command. Because why it's not going to work in some system? Because we are using the Linux operating system on the Oracle VirtualBox. Sometimes the functional kit does not support. Okay. Any question on this before going for the last one in this unit? Okay. So the next one. So the next one, we are going to see that the last one, I'm just going to close it off this terminal. In the yesterday's class, I said that if you wanted to open the terminal, right click and open in terminal. Okay, so this is how that you can open the terminal, run the command and access it. I just close it off. And without using the mouse, that if you wanted to access your system, so you have to go for Alt F2. So actually, the function key is not working here. Alt F2, if you use it, that one window, it's going to launch that run application. In that window that you have to type the gnome-terminal. You have to type it like this. So after opening the terminal, after using that Alt F2 is it, you have to type here gnome-. It's a one word, gnome-terminal in that box that you have to type it. If you type that gnome-terminal, the terminal is going to be launched. But here in the system that the Alt F2 it's not working. So that is what I have right click and I have opened it here. Now, here I have one terminal. If I wanted to open the multiple terminal, it's not required that always I have to right click and open. Otherwise, Alt F2. It's not required that you have to go for that. Already one terminal is there. Control Shift N. See here that I'm just opening the multiple terminal. I'm opening it here. So if you use the Control Shift N, keep on if you use it that N, multiple terminals, I will be able to open it. Okay. So if I wanted to close it, Control D. I'm just closing it off. Only the one terminal is present here. So I don't want to open the multiple terminal, it's individual one. Instead of that, in one single terminal itself, you can open the multiple terminals you can open. So for that, you have to use that Control Shift T. Can you see the movement here? In one itself, I can open multiple terminal. Control Shift N, if you use it like this, it opens individual. Okay, so Control Shift T, if you use it, in one itself, you can open the multiple, you can open it. If you wanted to close it, Control D. So now I have the three terminal. If you wanted to switch from one terminal to another terminal, Control and page up and page down. Yes. Yeah. So control. So have to use the control and page up and page down that you have to use it to switch from one terminal to another terminal, and you will be able to move the terminal like this. But here it's not working. I'm just giving the shortcut for that. Control and page up and page down that you have to use it. And here that if you wanted to close it, again the same. Control D is to close it. If you wanted to minimize this terminal, Alt F9 you have to use it. Alt F9 if you're going to use it, that you're minimizing this terminal. But F9, the function key, it's not working here. In your system, when you're practicing it, you can try that. And after that, when you have this multiple terminal, can you see that? Alt Tab. In Windows also same is when you have multiple browser or multiple files when you opened it, you can choose it and you can open it this. Okay, so the Alt tab you have to use, remind the same, you have to use it. And the next one, the terminal which I'm having it, if you wanted to make it the full screen, F11 that you have to use it. So if you use the F11, it's going to occupy the full screen like this. Like this is going to occupy the full screen. So once you occupy the full screen, the font size, the one which we have here, it's going to reduce. Okay, so if you wanted to increase the font size, Control Shift plus 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 that you have to use it. Control Shift plus plus if you use it, that the font size that you're increasing it. If you wanted to reduce it, Control minus that you have to use it. I made it very small. Okay, so Control minus is to reduce, Control Shift plus plus is to increase the font size. Okay, so the next one, let's go for some commands here. Okay, so now I have run some couple of commands here, 2024. Now I wanted to clear the screen. The shortcut, it is Control L. Otherwise, you can go for the command. The Control L is a shortcut. No, some system works, some system does not work. No problem. We have the command. Clear and enter. Do you think that all the command has got deleted now? Once I run clear, then? Yes, from the mouse that if you're going to use a scroll up, you can see. Otherwise, from the shortcut, if you wanted to see that, so you have to go for control and page up and page down. You will be able to see that what are all the earlier commands that I have executed along with the output. Okay, so now here that I'm just going to run that one command ls. So now here after running ls command, I have the couple of files here. In Windows, if you wanted to copy, what is the shortcut you use? Control C. If you wanted to paste it, Control V use it as it. So here I wanted to copy this. So for that, Control Shift C is to copy, Control Shift V is to paste. Same shortcut, just you have to add shift in between, that's all. Control C, Control V in Windows. Here Control Shift C and Control Shift V you have to use it. Okay, so the next one. And here I just go for T put bold. What is the difference that you have here? Yes, that you will be able to see that in the board you can see. Now, whatever it's not only that one command. So in the future that whatever they keep on running the command till you close this terminal, it's remain the same. Now, if I wanted to close, if you wanted to come out from that, you have to go for the tput reset and enter. So now here, if I run the commands as it has come to the normal. Okay, so the next one. So now here, if you wanted to I have run the couple of commands here. I have cleared the screen. Now, if I scroll up, I will be able to see. If I wanted to close the terminal, exit command that you have to use it. Now, if I enter, the terminal will be closed. Now, what is my requirement now? I have to close this terminal and I have to open the new terminal. What you have to do, first you will run exit command, then right click and you will open the new terminal, or else the shortcut you use to open the terminal. Instead of doing this all, what you can do, and here itself you can run one command called reset. What it does, it's kind of that it closes the existing one and it's going to launch the new terminal. Now enter. Now if I enter, if I scroll up, nothing shows here because that I have got the new terminal now. Okay, so this is some important shortcut I have showed you, the one which is required for our day-to-day activity. Without the mouse that you can use this all. You can access the system fast. Okay, so still if you wanted to have the more and more shortcut, after opening the terminal, just go to the edit and keyboard shortcut. The last second one. And here that all the shortcuts you have. See, already have told you that Control Shift C is to copy, Control Shift V is to paste. The same thing, some important shortcut already have covered. When you're practicing it, see this once. Okay. So this is all about this, the first unit. Any questions do you have on this first unit? It's basic, no technical in this. Just to how to access the operating system. That's all we have seen in this. Okay, some shortcuts and some basic commands. Frequently, you will be using that all the commands which we have discussed in this first unit. Only guys, any questions do you have on this?
No, sir.
No.
Okay. Okay, so what about you guys? So make sure and who are not still installed, try to get it on the installation part soon. And this recording in next 10 minutes, it will be updated in the chat. Make sure you have to download and keep it in your system and practice it. Okay, so fine then. If no questions, we'll wind up for today. See you tomorrow. Bye.